Hey, how are you? Lisa Marie Grantham here, founder of Goddess Lifestyle Plan. And today we're talking about how to begin living magically. When I think about things that I want to talk about or make videos about, it always it takes me a little bit, honestly, because I've been doing this for so long. It's like I forget, where did I begin? How did I start? And I know in this world that's so busy, women are so busy today. We're juggling so many different things. It's like, where do I even begin? How do you begin? So today I decided to talk about, well, how to begin living magically. And basically, I'm going to go pretty much by how I've done it and how I teach my students and clients to do it. Okay, so let's dive in. First of all, living magically, I cannot do it very formally. All right, I'm a busy woman. I run three different companies. I'm always coaching or teaching or creating. So for me, magical living is the way that I live my life. And what I mean is, I don't do anything really formal. Occasionally, I'll do formal ritual. Occasionally, I will cast a spell, but I'm not in every day doing something super formal because I don't have the time for that. And I guess I kind of call that practical magic because it's like living the magic every day, making every day magical, finding the magic within the mundane. That is really what I do for myself. I'm passionate about it, and I love showing women how to do that, because the minute it becomes formal and a whole to do, I don't have time for it. And then I'm like, well, when can I have time for it? And I've noticed anytime that I'm like, wow, I don't have time for that, when can I make time? It rarely happens. And I'm sure you can relate, because we want to have things that are practical, that fit into our life and our lifestyle, and they're sustainable. These practices that can become sustainable and part of the way we live. So I'm kind of like the queen of that. And I thought we'd dive in today and talk about, how do you begin? Well, for me, I began um, with just starting to connect with my higher self and higher power, divine intelligence every day. Now, that sounds like, oh, no big deal. But for me, it was a huge deal. It was a huge deal to actually quiet myself enough to get into prayer or to get into communion and communication with the Holy Divine. Um, I was always so busy, very much external, and rarely like shut down my brain, actually went inward. So that is how I began. It was very uncomfortable at first, I'm going to admit, because it was very quiet in there. And, I gotten very used to all the noise of life, the busyness of life. But I wasn't happy. And in my late 30s, when I started on this journey, the journey that has brought me here to this place with you, I was like, wow, I was always so busy, busy, busy. And then I went inside and internal, and I started getting quiet. And then I started talking with my higher self and my higher power. And that is really such an important step. It sounds like, well, what is that going to do? Like 5 minutes or 10 minutes of prayer or meditation or communion with the divine. It's a game changer, because what I will tell you is that divine guidance, um, the divine itself does not speak loudly usually. It's not like in the busy, it's in the quiet. So some tips for me: meditation is not easy. If only you could see or hear what was going on in my brain right now, you'd go, oh my gosh, Lisa, I always have like 7,000 thoughts and one mouth. And I always say that: 7,000 thoughts, one mouth. So my brain is busy. So for me, guided meditation works much better. Whenever I'm doing yoga, shavasana, I could really like just kind of relax in Savasana. That's great. I can get real quiet and I can do that. But usually, whoever's leading the class, the yoga class, is guiding you through this meditation. When I lead a yoga class, oh, I can definitely do a guided meditation for my students, not a problem. But for me to just lay there, I get all these monkey mind thoughts. So, and that's actually, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that's actually very fine and very normal during meditation. So for me, what worked was getting quiet with a guided meditation. There are tons of apps. You can download them to your phone, stick your earbuds in, and just make time to get real quiet and go on this guided meditation. Another way is just quick prayer. Just kind of be praying to your higher power. That starts the communication and the relationship that you start building. Okay, it's really, really important. So don't make it really long. 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most, whatever feels comfortable to you. Start where you're at. That's really the point. Just start where you're at. Just a couple of minutes getting quiet. Number two, very important, but it's again just scratches the surface of living magically, is begin following the new moon and the full moon. Now, there are many different nuances that you could really get involved in living magically in a big way, and you're following new moon, full moon, waxing moon, waning moon, dark moon, all the things, the Sabbats, etc. But for right now, getting started, just start tracking new moon and full moon. And that's super easy. There are tons of free apps you can download right to your device, and it'll tell you every day what phase the moon is in. But new moon is really intention setting. It is the beginning of the lunar phase, and it's like, what do I want to call in this month? And of course, as the moon waxes towards full moon is all about when the moon and her energy is in its fullest power of the month. It's at the pinnacle. So that's when you really want to be going for it and calling in or releasing, really releasing, like strongly, like goodbye, what no longer serves. Full moon is very powerful. So when you follow new moon and full moon, you start to get into the rhythm of the moon, which I believe is the gateway into truly magical living. And number three, spend time in nature every day. Listen, I have a few thoughts about it. See, 7,000 thoughts in one mouth. So I know getting out in nature may not be optimal year round if you live in a cold, in a place that has seasons or it's cold, but nature teaches you so much. You get plugged into what's happening on Mama Earth. You get plugged into her vibration and the vibration of life itself, the cycles, the seasons, what's going on outside in the garden, what's blooming, what's going to sleep for the winter or for its dormant season. When I lived up in New York, guys, it was much easier for me. Honestly, I'd go out and I'd have change of seasons. And when I moved down to a tropical location, I live on an island off the coast of Southwest Florida now. I have two modes, hot or hotter. So the first 2 years that I moved down here, the full years that I spent here, I could not see the nuances. I couldn't feel the difference between summer or winter really here, except the fact that it was lower humidity. Okay, I did get that, but I didn't really see changes in the landscape, what was happening. And as now, and one of my clients who lives down here, she said, you're gonna see it. I know you can't see it yet because I was so used to definite seasons up north, 4 seasons. Up in New York, it was just like fall was definitely fall and winter was definitely winter and spring was obviously spring and summer was obviously summer. But down here, it's just summer and then really hot summer. That's it. But I did notice it this past year. I went, wow. And it's only because I spend time in nature every day. There's nuances. There's little distinctions that you start to pick up with. Hey, Lil, you coming in to be with Mama? Come on in. Well, come on in. Come on in. Everybody loves Lil. So you'll pick it up, but it's very important because we follow the rhythms of Mama Earth when we live magically. We are very connected to her. And the only real way to get to know her is to spend time with her. So carve out 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day to just walk your property or take a walk around your neighborhood. Start noticing what's budding, what's blooming, what's withering, what's going to sleep. And you start to just kind of get into her rhythm. And that is a really great start for living magically. Also, another thing you can do, very simple, is just to start a journal. Like, start noticing how are you feeling? How are you feeling new moon, full moon? How are you feeling day to day? And as you deepen your magical practice, you'll start to see that the moon might be transiting through certain zodiac signs when you're feeling a certain way. But the only way to really notice that that's happening and it has something to do with the energies that are swirling around is if you document it month to month, because every month the moon transits through all the zodiac sign, the entire zodiac mandala. So I'm sure you can see how excited I geek out on it. I love it. I'm passionate about it. And I really wanted to make it so easy for you that you're like, you know what, I could do that. And that might be really fun. So why don't you try these 4 things? Number 1, connect with your higher power every day. Get quiet, whether it's through a guided meditation or prayer. It could be walking prayer. You could be Oh my God, multitasking. How much I love that. You could be walking in nature and being quiet and introspective, noticing and then just communing with the divine. That's like a 2 for 1 right there. Number one, connect with source every day. Number two, follow new moon and full moon every month. Number three, spend time in nature every day and notice what Mama Earth is up to. Notice what she's doing. And then number four, record your experiences and insights in a journal. And that'll get you started living magically. And well, I hope you loved it. I hope you loved that information. I hope you're going to do it. Let me know in the comments below. Is this something that's useful for you? Are you going to begin? What are you most excited about starting with? And also, I have tons of free gifts for you all about living magically. And you can find that in the link that I provide for you in this post. Okay? Until next week, magical blessings. I'll see you soon. Bye.